Going to work, driving on Dort, ball away, it's good! Clock at 2, Irving has to put it up, falling away, the three around, and down!
This Dallas Mavericks team was built to win, advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the second time in 3 seasons, but unlike the 2022 season, this achievement was not a result of just a Luka special. It was a Dallas Mavericks special. Hobbled Luka had yet another Luka-type game with 29 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists on 60% from the field and 67% from 3. But the supporting cast was right there with him. Derrick Jones Jr. with another blistering hot game, dropping 22 points on 62% from the field and 67% from 3. Kyrie Irving, Mr. Undefeated in closeout games, chipping in another 22 points. PJ Washington struggling all game, but hit some big-time threes down the stretch, including the game-winning free throws. And probably the biggest difference maker, Derek Lively, a career night, 12 points and 15 rebounds, 4 of them being offensive rebounds. Every major piece around Luka contributed in a huge way, and I feel like I can't say it enough, but these Mavericks continue to adapt and play up to the moment. They were down by as much as 17 points and yet still came out with the W, because the Thunder were honestly just outmatched. OKC's strategy of blitzing Luka and Kyrie turned more into as long as we can stop them, we're good. But that's just it, they aren't. Throughout this series, guys like PJ and DJJ were feasting on all the open space they were given, and in the end destroyed the Thunder because now you've gotten the role players in a rhythm and you still can't stop the superstar backcourt. It's one thing to force the role players to beat you, but it's another thing to let them beat you. You can't expect to give up shots like these to NBA players and think they're going to shoot the same percentage as when they're normally guarded. And as I said before, Luka and Kyrie are way too talented to have any defense truly shut them off. So devoting 3, even 4 guys is just overkill and putting your team in a hole. Like here, there are legitimately 3 defenders on Luka and DJJ doesn't even have a defender assigned to him. So Luka just throws the lob for an open dunk. I get they don't want Luka scoring, but that's just ridiculous. Again, Luka draws the attention of 4 defenders, and look how open DJJ is in the corner. For about the entire first half, we once again saw Kyrie playing the unselfish role, or you could almost say he just wasn't being aggressive. But when he saw his 13-0 closeout game record was in jeopardy, being down double digits at half, he flipped the switch real quick, going from just 4 points in the first half to 18 in the second. With PJ struggling up until the closing stretch, Dallas needed the aggression level from Kyrie and he responded. Time and time again, the Mavericks always seem to have an answer to any of the Thunder's punches, and it speaks volumes to the depth this team has. Once again, 5 players notched double digits, including 3 players recording over 20. The offense was definitely clicking as the Mavs shot a collective 51% from the field and 47% from 3. About 11% higher from 3 than the Thunder, which was ultimately the difference maker offensively. The Mavericks defense has essentially forced the Thunder into a live by the 3, die by the 3 team. If you exclude Shea and J-Dub, the majority of shots taken by the other Thunder are just 3s, and aside from Isaiah Joe, they all shot horrible. And a contributing factor to that is the contested shots the Mavs forced. Lively and Gafford continue to display their defensive presence, but this time blocking 3s.
Wallace blocked. Then Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort has it swatted away by Gafford.
But overall, getting a contest on shots, even if it was a light contest, mattered. Like here, Luka contests Lu Dort's 3, forcing an airball. Or here, Gafford contests Chet's 3, resulting in a miss. These contested shots matter because with Shea continuing to score in the 30s on high efficiencies, the Mavericks have to shut down everyone else around him. Outside of Shea, the Thunder shot a collective 42% from the field and 27% from 3. I'd say they did a pretty good job, especially in the 3-ball area. Offensively, the Mavericks were playing fantastic, taking advantage of what the Thunder gave them. Here's Luka up top. He gets to his spot and draws the attention of 4 defenders. He kicks it right to PJ wide open in the corner.
Washington 3 ties the game!
Here's Luka again. This time, he just begins his drive and Shea just completely commits to Luka, leaving PJ wide open again.
Washington fires, cans a three!
This time, it's Kyrie with the ball. He drives and draws two defenders, leaving DJJ wide open. And for the second game in a row, the implementation of Jaden Hardy was utilized. In his limited minutes, he contributed 2 solid assists on lobs to Gafford and Lively. Kyrie draws a double here. Jaden gets the ball on the run and forces a 2v1 situation with Lively, leading to a lob. This time, Luka draws a double and Jaden catches it on the run, forcing another 2v1 situation as Chet is too far behind the play to be a factor, leading to yet another lob. Jaden once again provided the Mavs with another ball handler / playmaker that can play alongside Luka or Kyrie, helping them punish OKC for doubling. In addition to punishing them on doubles, the Mavs also punished the Thunder for being too small. Derek Lively in that fourth quarter was absolutely eating up the offensive boards, even when Chet was in, and every single board was key in their success. In the first half of this game, it felt like the Mavericks were beginning to let the game slip away when the Thunder went on a run to close the half. But the second half was a completely different story. It was a constant climb to regain the lead and take control of the game, but for some reason, even though they were down, you could sense the Mavs were not going to let this game slip away. There were moments of competitive back and forths, but in a game that's decided in the final push, I think the Mavs have the edge over OKC. I mean, come on, they've got Kyrie on their team, the man that doesn't lose closeout games. And probably the most poetic thing about this game is that the Mavs ended it on free throws. We all know Game 4 slipped out of their hands because of the inability to make free throws, so imagine just how good it felt to close the series out on the type of free throws they couldn't make before. This series overall has shown us that the Mavericks are and always were better at making adjustments and just the better team in general. Aside from implementing the Hack a Lively strategy and continuing to triple and quadruple team Luka and Kyrie, the Thunder didn't think of anything else. They just made those two changes and bet on the Mavs missing the wide open shots they were giving them. Clearly, it didn't work in games 2, 3, 5, and now 6, and yet I'm willing to bet the Coach of the Year would have continued with the exact same strategy, no matter how many times it failed. Luka had an efficient 29-point triple-double, Kyrie has regained the scoring mindset, DJJ has become a very capable 3-point shooter along with an elite perimeter defender and lob threat, PJ Washington is a certified dog capable of scoring in the high 20s if needed, and Derek Lively has continued to get better at free throws. Everything that the Thunder threw at the Mavs made everyone better in the long run. Now the series shifts to either the Timberwolves or the Nuggets. I don't know who's won at the time of this recording, but I'm thinking it'll be a tough series either way. We really haven't seen what this new and improved Mavs team can do against the Timberwolves, as all of their regular season matchups were before all the major acquisitions. As for the Nuggets, their win came against the old Mavs and their loss came from the new Mavs. So it's really tough to tell who's the better matchup at this point. But what did you guys think about this series? Do the Mavericks have a legitimate shot at making the finals, or will this be the farthest they go? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.